Hello, everyone. Today we're going to be casting a scrim today about Team Sloth Trap versus Team Kiwi. I'll let my friend Pokemon introduce the first player.
Well, here on Sloth's Trap Squad, we're going to be focusing on Sloth herself as we're going to be focusing on her entire Trap Squad. It seems she's the hit scan DPS of choice, primarily trying to take away on the Tracer. This team, within their own right, has been together for a little bit of time since a little bit before this past year was in its ending. But around Sloth's Trap Squad, we have Skiriatai on the Zenyatta for the flex support. We are also focusing around Music Box. Hopefully that is an homage to my good friend Boombox on the Lucio, the main support. Probably be flexing around, maybe see a little bit more Moira play, maybe a little bit more Mercy play out of these players as well. And then we're going to have Kitsune Kire on the Reinhardt for the maintain preferred role. Going to be probably flexing around on the Winston depending on the dive, but this team does focus on the death ball with a little bit of triple tank. So again, we'll be seeing around the flexibility of all these players within their own right. Afterlife on the projectile DPS, primarily trying to play a little bit of Genji, and then Redbird on the Diva. So you have a little bit of players on the dive side of life and a little bit of players focusing around the death ball. But like I said, this team tries to focus on all sorts of different team play, saying that they like the death ball and the triple tank along with a Junkrat as well. So pretty interesting to see how this 4.1k team ends up duking out here.
And the Death Ball is actually very good in this meta. I feel like my team might have the edge. You see, not only do we have a female player just like Sloth herself, but we have a female memer, Opti, coming in with the Torb preferred hero, but sadly, she's probably going to be playing support. As SBO is Zen, you can expect Opti to be playing a Mercy, Ana, or possibly a Moira. Maybe if Sombra, if things get a little bit iffy. Not to mention that we're going to be seeing Orion and a Genji, a Diva, as well as a McCree. So again, another basically very heavy death ball comp. To make things worse, I actually tried trying out for this team, and I got totally rejected. Just feels bad, man. Anyway, let's see what else I can find out of this. One of their favorite strats is not only memeing, but the Bastion strat. So now I'm thinking level 3 turret. Level 3 turret on any escort map. Oh, I want to see it.
Oh, yeah?
Okay, so first map is going to be Nepal, a very central focused map. You're going to be seeing a little bit of outskirts with the Genji and maybe the Tracer. The McCree might be on the high ground a little bit, but mainly they're both going to be running probably Death Ball, and both should try to take out each other's shields first. I'm expecting to see an Orisa and maybe Orion.
That's right, as we're loading into my favorite one first here, going to be Sanctum. Expect a lot of boops, expect a lot of bump arounds. Like you said, the Junkrat play is pretty prevalent here. Maybe a little bit more Orisa play depending on how meta heavy we are. As you can see, both these teams loading into the screen here, but it's all in good fun nevertheless here. These open division games or these open scrim nights are always within good fun, but
always
it is Boop City. It is Boop City.
So. Yeah. I'm definitely seeing the Moira on both sides, as well as the Orisa and Soldier. It seems to be actually it is actually a mirror comp from what I see. What do you... Yeah, that's a definitely mirror comp. Let's see how this actually rolls. Music Box playing Lucio, and our friend Optidox playing the Lucio as well. Like you said, definitely going to be playing some boops. Definitely, I'm expecting both sides to try to go for this high ground with the just the high ground right there, and just try and take out each other's shields. Wait, we got a Sloth swapping onto... Oh, is that memeing? Skirt is swapping onto Hanzo, and Sloth is actually going to try playing Widow. Nope. There's memeing.
Skiriatai just trying to show a little bit of love for the audience here, and as we're loading into Sanctum, it's going to be a mirror match like you said. Moira's on both sides just for the burst healing, as we can see Kookster and Kitsune Kire trying to find out where they can hunker down, but it's going to be like you said, over here on the podium side. Both Junkrat's trying to get a little bit of free damage before the shields go up.
Soldier's not playing with the team, probably not focusing on that shield that much, but you didn't actually seem to be playing around that shield, actually. I mean, those sick hooks off people off the side of the edge.
Got a little bit of close there with that halt maneuver, but Music Box is going to be able to get the finding blow onto Big All, and that's going to be a huge damage disadvantage here, and that's going to be on the side of Sloth Trap. They're going to be able to take this point with a little bit of ease now, as they've noticed that that's going to be the enemy team without a Junkrat, and that's a huge thorn in your side, especially. But Team Kiwi still taking that as an offensive advantage, but Afterlife making his presence known as the damage dealer, that he was alive all throughout there with a quick and easy riptire on both the enemy tanks, and Sloth Trap with an early capture, and they're going to be taking Sanctum early.
definitely feel like that was an automatic win for Team Sloth. Definitely because, you know, that misposition Junkrat and this music box able to take out. Oh, and here we have an all coming in. It's probably gonna get taken out. It's jumping up upside punch out that Roadhog maybe.
An auspicious Junkrat tire, I think, might have ended up falling off the edge. I didn't see it come through in the kill feeds. It might have fallen off the wall itself, but a pick coming through nevertheless on a Redbird, and that's a good pick to have that 600 Roadhog out of the way. But now Sloth kind of going to commit the tactical visor along with its Hiriatai's coalescence, but it's going to be all for naught. But maybe not though. That's a lot of blue shining up in the kill feed. Junkrat coming back in.
Holding the point, skirt.
Scary wanted to come back in here and just be able to be both a hybrid damage dealer and healer, keeping that Roadhog Redbird alive. But now that's going to bait out a Spio Coalescence now, along with the Optidox on the point as well. They can fully commit to taking this back.
This is just an ult fight at this point. Maybe blue shouldn't have gone in, but you know, once you commit, you can't stop. Lucio falls off the edge, and this is starting to look like a lost fight for Team Blue, and of course the Lucio is actually backing out.
Afterlife with another Riptire ended up finding Optidox in the bottom cubby of the point as well. It's going to be a exit pick for Sloth's trap, but it's not going to be the pick that they need to take this point back, as it's going to be 36% to 42, and that's going to be a pretty good lead for Team Kiwi.
I feel like Team Sloth definitely made a comeback, and with that whole contesting part right there, they lost a major amount of time, and they need to somehow grasp it back. They seem to be playing on that side edge, going to get in. They put that shield down, but it doesn't really helping as both pops, all Soldier and ult from Lucio get popped. Soldier playing on the high ground, able to get a pick off as well as few boops from Opti. Not much of a good trade. It's a 6 for 1.
Just like you saw on your screen as well, Jaden with the beautiful tactical visor. He had his team on the point, so it was pretty much a bait or chase kind of type deal for Sloths. You know, they had to either commit to the point itself, or they had to commit to the tactical visor that was just ripping and tearing them in the backline as well. And now all the way up to 85%, you had Team Kiwi hunkering down on the point themselves, gonna be able to bait the entire team of Sloth Trap into a very unfortunate position here. But that is a wonderful combination of ultimates here, both with the Coalescence and the Bongo Supercharger as well. The team damage just coming all the way through Slothkin now, with the wonderful tactical visor just committing for his team now. Gonna be able to get the flop on the point, but at 99%, Kiwi just having to take one more team flop, and they're gonna be able to get this point all the way back. So you can see the replay on the visor on your screen now.
So beautiful, and like, of course, you just can't beat 2 or 3 ults. Like, when those ults get popped, you might as well just back out and leave, because unless you have some sick Graviton or, you know, you have a visor on your side which you can pop to take it out, you know, you're basically just ducks in a barrel.
Right, you almost saw that from Team Kiwi as well. They saw the ultimates coming in, and they just kind of boldly died to all of them. That they were just more than happy to take all of them. This big ult coming in with the Riptire, able to find Sloth. And that's a huge, unfortunate, as this is the meta without the Mercy, unable to resurrect it back. And now with the nice pull all the way, but not be able to take all the way the damage down. Mister being a little bit caught out with the Whole Hog ultimate. But Optidox being able to commit with the Lucio beat drop as well, keeping his team nice and alive. And that's a whole bunch of red flowing up to the kill feed. And like I said, they just need one more team fight just to flop this team back, this point back over rather.
Yeah. Optidox doing actually a bunch of work, and you probably see actually got around 3 or 2 environmental kills that game. Able to take out critical people at the right time. Even though Music Box was sort of able to contest that game, taking out their Junkrat at the beginning of that first fight. Optidox was just able to put in a lot more work and a lot more destruction into booping out those critical opponents.
Yeah, I would hate to let Afterlife's huge Junkrat play and Sloth's good DPS play go to the waste there on Sloth's trap, but it all came down to team play, especially on Sanctum. Yeah. Having 1 member or 2 member teams of your team down is a huge disadvantage, and Sloth Trap being at the shorter end of that stick on Last One to Sanctum. As we're loading into our second map here, it's going to be a fair map style, sticking along with these mirror compositions, but there's going to be one difference. Oh, nope.
No, it's over. No, wait, nope. Cookster switching off last second, trying to meme us a little bit, but like, we'll give you, sorry about that, bro.
Full dive with the Farm Mercy coming out here.
Yeah, both of them were trying to focus on getting on the point, but it seems like Team Kiwi is going to be playing outside the point, sort of skirting around. They're sort of looking off for a pick. As you can see what they're doing right now, they're trying to Zerg rush it, just sort of like envelop it, cut off the supply points, and choke them out.
Hoopster that took that late swap onto the Winston, delayed his team within his own right, even getting to the point without, even with the Lucio. Able to get back onto the point very quickly. That's going to be Sloth's trap with a commanding lead and going to be able to take the point first here.
Okay, that's definitely a hole in the bucket for Team Kiwi, because once this point's sort of taken, it's really hard to get out. I mean, you basically have 3 choke points that you can go through, and with the far on both sides, it's going to be hard to cut off that one choke point. They have to basically either funnel through the middle into their doom, or they have to come to the top and just try to get a pick off.
Oh, but the wonderful back entry pickoff from Jaden, going to be able to find Scariate, and that's going to be a lot of healing gone away from Sloth's trap, but that's going to be Kinsecurity taking that as an open invitation to say, okay, I don't have the healing, allow me to pop my my Primal Rage instead to keep myself alive and get some few exit kills as well. And now Scariate with the Mercy Valkyrie ultimate online. Espio is going to have theirs as well online, but Sloth's trap with the hefty ult to bank fully stocked and ready to work with. This could be a one-team fight before it even starts if they play this out properly.
Yeah, and as you can actually see, I don't really see how far it's going to be working in our ult. Probably going to be trying to solo ult people, because you don't have anything like Zarya for a Graviton or in a Risa pull-in. You're definitely going to try playing around, maybe taking out a key member like Mercy. I definitely see Sigil trying to solo ult Mercy, or Afterlife trying to solo ult SBO. But it doesn't matter, because Sloth takes out SBO with that nice play.
That's right, the early kill onto Mister was the open invitation for Music Box to fully commit with the Lucio beat drop, and they went all the way into the spawn to get the kill on the SBO, making that one a team fight before it even started, like I said. A reverse caster's curse. I never had that before. That was awesome.
I'm definitely going to be seeing, I feel like we're definitely going to be seeing, up. There it was, the solo kill. Big Ol actually pops out to kill Afterlife. It's gonna be worth it. And Sloth takes down Big Ol, and a pop. Tried to zone out, but it's gonna be actually deflected by the Sanctum itself. It's Kinsecurity gets rezzed.
And that's right, but both Mercy Valkyrie ultimates were able to be popped in the end of all of that, but the damage output from all the ults being in the bank of Sloth trap being able to pop simultaneously there, and SBO being able to be killed in the end of that team fight, was able to open up Sloth trap healing to be more than open, but Afterlife being a huge thorn in the side just to get a whole bunch of exit kills as the team fight was falling through, and Sloth trap's going to be able to find their exit kills and all of the kills in the known universe to take round 2 here, as we're on 1-1 here.
1-1. I definitely feel like something that I saw in there that both teams could probably improve is I did not see it either of the Winstons. Maybe I'm just blind, but I saw the Winstons more in the front instead of the back lines. Like, come on, bro. You know, you've been playing this game for long enough. You gotta get on the back lines. Gotta do some sexy damage.
Yep. And sometimes that's more than just all it needs, but it really just didn't find a way to just even get back there. Just a huge brick wall, it seemed, on every single entry. Just,
yeah.
You know, Sloth's trap kind of baiting out a whole bunch of what sounds like, you know, I don't know, Sloth traps. Shoot.
Gotta slow down Kiwi and slowly choke him out. And we actually seem to have a Mei from Jaden on this point. I did not see this coming. Maybe he's trying to distract the team up, actually going down mid. Not something that you would expect most team fights to take part in the high ground. You're probably gonna be trying to
teams have faced each other before here, but the Reaper's gonna be able to give a whole bunch of frontal damage here. The wall not playing in favor of Jaden, however, as Sloth Trap's gonna be able to get a whole bunch of entry kills onto this point here, and it's gonna be able to be a steamroll as they have a whole bunch of meat up inside this Slambulance, just walking all the way through, and you can see on the top left of your screen, Scariate being very close to that Coalescence already, and Sloth Trap with the commanding Storm is gonna be able to take this point.
Man, as you can probably see there, what Jaden tried to do was he tried to wall up the opponents, but something happened where he either took down his wall or got damaged too quickly, and that would have been really good. Both tanks were out of the team fight for that point, and they were just able to develop and just take him out, but it was not enough. Jaden was not able to commit to that wall, and as you see, they're trying to push in. Jaden's going to try to wall another person. And see, they wall both their Lucio, both healers, and the tank as well. Barely able to getting optic dots out, but he's getting taken down. But Kitchen falls down to the God and Lord Jaden.
It's Carry being able to find a nice cheeky charge right onto Optidox. That's going to be the enemy Lucio on Team Kiwi, but they have a whole bunch of frontal damage, like I said earlier. Mister with the bubbles all around, and now fully committing Big Ol with that Reaper Death Loss and getting the AoE damage all across the point here. crushing away the team with these Hellfire shotguns. Now killing away with the last member, that's Sloth, and the Trap Squad is finally getting killed away, and Team Kiwi will finally be able to take a flop on this point. 49% as they're just getting above 10 now.
49% and a beautiful stagger. Let's see what they have. So they have Sloth and Kitsune. Both tanks have their ults. I'm expecting to see Sloth maybe pop with Redbird since he's really close to his ult, and Kitsune probably just pop his ult to get Jaden out of the fight, or maybe SBO for Optidox. Optidox is closing in on his ult as well as Jaden.
Oh no!
Oh my god, the fat shatter!
They didn't check the corner, and Kookster was immediately able to get everybody on the ground, and those Earth Hellfire shotguns coming in well and handy. No other ultimates needed.
Can't we get a replay of that? That was disgusting.
You can see the replay coming through as they didn't even check the left corner as they came through on this archway, and what a beautiful shatter it was.
Dude, that was disgusting.
Hey, we're showing them how it's done here. I mean, Team Kiwi with a wonderful team play. No other ultimates invested here. And Jaden's getting very close to that Blizzard as well from May, and that can be more than devastating.
And the Zarya all pops out, but so does multi-music box. That's maybe not the best idea, as that health lasts so little time. And oh my god, so many ults are being popped, they can't keep track.
What a beautiful light show they're putting on. These two teams are more than showing on a beautiful spectacle, and it's not even the 4th of July yet here in America, but nevertheless, it doesn't seem that the team kills are coming in favor of Sloth yet, but they're getting on the point. They're starting to capture a little bit here. A team fight happening nevertheless. The Blizzard is in the bank for Jaden, but they don't need to fully commit to this defense here, as it's going to be Sloth's trap again, being chased away through the main gates again with their tails held between their legs. 90% on the board for Team Kiwi, and they need to hurry up and get to the point. Afterlife now going to throw this Riptire, seeing if they can catch anything, and maybe they might be able to get to the point here with the kill on Espio.
Well, that's huge because he had Coalescence as well as the ult from Jaden. Gonna take out Redbird. He's gonna be out of the fight. Ooh, this is not looking good for Team Sloth.
Again, and that whole bunch of AoE damage from Big Oz was being a huge, not even a thorn in the side, just a glass of thorns in the side. But now Sloth will be swapped over to the patented Tracer, now getting a whole bunch of follow-up kills with a whole bunch of burst damage onto all of the enemy team of Kiwi. And chasing them away, they will get the Sloth back here. Sloth with the wonderful kill, her Tracer being more than on mark here. Replay being on your screen here and being more than a carry here to flop this
Team Sloth doesn't want to be disrespected by that Rhino. So like, you disrespected us, so now we're gonna disrespect you. We're gonna take you out when we don't even have that many people left. As you see, they're gonna be going for that point this time, as well as they seem to be pulling on that Jaden, although it doesn't seem to be working out since Lucio just seems to just hop back in there no matter what happens to him.
The Graviton Surge from Mr. going to be fully committed with SBO throwing the Coalescence in there. That's a whole bunch of anti-healing with damage on top of healing for your team as well. But Kookster again throwing on a clinic with these Earth Shatters, throwing Sloth Trap on their butts again. Just chasing them away, and all they needed was that one extra team fight to win, and a whole bunch of respawns coming through in overtime. Nobody on Sloth Trap able to get back to the point, and that is a commanding victory from Team Kiwi on Nepal. Wow, what a game.
Kook is just commanding the fights with an unbeknownst amounts of power, and here you see it. The Lord, the legend, and his fat shatters. Not even checking the corners. This is what punishment looks like.
You gotta check your corners, man!
Stop it!
If you don't check your corners, I'm sorry, but Kookster will be right there with an Earth Shatter, getting the sextuple kill. Man, what a tongue twister that was, but showing it off how it's done nevertheless.
I definitely saw a few misplays there, but you know, you gotta hand it. Team Kiwi commanded that last fight with all of their ults, just able to have just that better ult reservoir, able to attack. They just commanded the fights half the time, other than that one map, but we can look past that for now.
Yeah, Nepal being what Nepal was, but you know, typically, especially in these pugs or these pickup games or scrim nights, nevertheless, what we are casting here tonight, if these two teams have never faced each other before, one of the more beautiful things is facing each other on control maps, so that way they can feel each other out. But this is just how they take each other's points. But we have to see how they're going to be able to show escorts, maybe a snowball advantage on a assault map like a Temple of Anubis. But ultimately, as we're moving into our next map here, loading in here, who do you think was the most standout characters from or players rather from Team Kiwi?
You know, Team Kiwi had to be Kookster, and in my part, I have to give my heart out to Jaden. I'm a filthy main myself, so when I saw that main, my heart just leapt like, oh, delicious. But are they gonna work it out? And they did working out really well, able using those walls to the advantage, even though both Opti and I think Music Box were able. No, Music Box and I think who else like Skirt. Music Box and Afterlife were able to just sort of dodge around those walls, but I felt like he had really nice placed walls in that entire fight, just able to block out the healers, block out the tanks, block out whoever had the ult, and just able to punish.
Yeah, we can definitely agree with that. I was pretty surprised that Sloth Trap was chased away in most of these team fights, especially where we had Afterlife on the Junkrat against the better half on the enemy Junkrat as well. The team damage and his ability to stick around with his team to keep the backline pressure up, to keep the frontline damage up, and almost something like those Junkrat mines had a mind of their own, if you will, and Afterlife really showing how it was done with those rip tires, both exit kills and entry kills. But I was almost surprised that Sloth Trap was unable to check their corners and get smashed by Kookster time and time again. But nevertheless,
that was delicious.
Not come out on these team fights really, because they have the ult advantage quite often.
Yeah. You even that you got the plot Afterlife. He's saying like you can nerf Junkrat as much as you want, but he's still going to be good. I can still use him. And you know what? Next map is Escort, so I'm gonna watch Team Kiwi really close because they say that they love those Bastion strats. And I really want to see it.
It's like they have a Torbjorn profession on their team. If I heard so myself.
They're memeing with their friend Opti, the only female gamer in their thing. And I'm gonna be honest, way better than Team Sloth's female. Just throwing a little shade out there. I want to see it. I'm waiting for it. I want the delectable level 3 turret on the cart. Just unstoppable. Protect the president.
All I'm gonna say is bite me is Sloth, when she swapped over to Tracer, she did get that wonderful replay, if y'all remember, just to not necessarily, Lucio was there to, Music Box was there to help out as well, but all the ding, the hits coming through, the headshots, baby, man, she was making a roll.
Well, the gauntlet has been thrown. Who will come out ahead on this next Escort map? We are going to take a short break here before we throw into this next map. Stay tuned and find out coming up next.
ocean waves and try to come to.
Hello, hello, and welcome back to our game between Sloth Trap and Team Kiwi. We are going to be throwing right into our next map, our escort map, and this is going to be Gibraltar, Watchpoint Gibraltar. And as we talked about before, we had some one of our teams memeing a Torbjorn comp. Do you think we're going to see the Torbjorn come out here, or is this going to be more standard fare as we've seen in the first map?
Oh, man, I want to see the Torbjorn. I'm a believer. How can I put it? I need to see it. If I'm not, I demand memeing in the chat. You can't tease me like that.
It's like you said as well. I mean, they do have a Torbjorn professional on their team as well, but you know, it's Gibraltar, it's escort, and Junkertown has kind of stained its way into our meta, unfortunately. But you know, the payload of Doom itself can always make a grand surprise.
Yeah.
I'm always happy to see it. You know, but dive itself is always pretty prevalent on Gibraltar. You know, that ever so frustrating high ground on the first part, the ship on the second part. But the last part, however, if you can take that snowball, why not switch to Bastion or Torbjorn? You know, why not?
Yeah, man. I'm sort of, I'm waiting for it. I really wanted them to play that, but maybe they're not gonna play it. But you definitely see like they're setting up like the Winston and Redbird up here too, sort of waiting for the inevitable dive comp onto the high ground, which will always happen. And what I'm gonna see here is I'm definitely feel like Jaden's gonna hold up high ground. Genji's gonna jump in. Jaden's give that cover fire as Cookster jumps in and sort of just tries to deal damage. Like you want to be watching Cookster here. He's gonna be jumping in the background, doing most of the damage. He's gonna be the star of the show right now.
Yeah, that's right. As we're taking a look onto Team Kiwi, going to take the initial dive onto the point. I'm going to try to get a feel out to see what Sloth Trap is going to be filling out, but it's going to be Sloth taking the little cheeky positioning in the backline over here. Going to be in the backline immediately of Team Kiwi, just waiting for the go, and it's going to be the drop whenever they say, but it's going to be the dive immediately from Kiwi. And now here we go.
You wonder, like, is it gonna mean anything when they dive?
And she is already being a nuisance in the back, finding SBO well before they can turn around. Redbird diving on in as well. And it is a Sloth clinic, if you will, putting on traps in the backline. Afterlife just diving and slashing and dashing and resetting everything in his sights. And it's gonna be an early reset, but SBO with a nice burst on the spawn.
Yeah. I don't think they might switch out SBO really quickly to something more like Mercy or Lucio or Moira, because you can't have that dive where, that Zaytor playing them off and just going in at once. It's going to keep like some people on the back line. You can't commit when your healer can get taken down in 5 seconds by the Slothinator.
Luckily, this is Gibraltar, so as the point is just, or the escort is now, or the payload rather, is just getting underneath here, over by the Mega Pack. Afterlife getting the dash reset onto Espio, but they're gonna have to take that trade as Sciriate on Sloth Trap is taking a fall as well. The fight into the server room is inevitable. Sloth is gonna go and commit a pulse bomb onto Jaden, the better half, with a Dragon Blade and a self-destruct as well. A couple ultimates here and there from Sloth Trap. And now Team Kiwi taking that as a nice reset. They're going to take that back to the drawing board.
Yeah. Then for like SBO last fight sort of feeding, like I said, he can't move with his team if his team's all diving. They need to commit resources to protecting him, and unless he can like hop around 180, hop the chaser in the head 6 times and kill her, there's no real reason to have him. Unless he can sort of like sneak up, what he's trying to do right now, just trying to pull up that sweet high ground.
What it really comes down to is just trying to create enough space so that way the Zenyatta has enough area to play, but it's going to be an in-off space here. But Dragon Blade immediately coming out from Afterlife. It's going to be answered by SBO's Transcendence, and Afterlife is going to pay for that with his life, and Music Box is going to fall in the midst of it all over here as well. And now Sciriate going to be chased around everybody in sight, trying to get down this last healer, going to fall eventually with the right ultimate. Now from Team Kiwi, they're going to be able to take this payload now through Watchpoint Gibraltar, and they might be able to see this point capture.
You have to wonder if that panic ult from Skirt, if the ult from Skirt was actually a panic ult, like with that ult on the Genji and and having her ultimate as well. You just have to wonder, like, is it going to be a Nano Blade? And for just some reason it wasn't. You saw Afterlight ult, and I was like, oh, it's going to be a Nano Blade, but sort of popped it on the D.Va instead. I'm sort of confused why he would do that.
Might have been a slight bit of miscoordination, but here we go. Now Sloth's trap with the spawner's advantage now, being able to get on the point immediately. Sciriate with a nice biotic grenade, going to be able to D-Meg Mr. immediately. And without that D.Va to eat a lot of damage, that's going to be a huge thorn on your side. But Afterlife going to be able to be taken down by Jaden in the backline over by the payload itself. So Sciriate now being a thorn in the side, but healing and damage being on the output side. And now it's going to be Sloth's trap with the nice spawner's advantage, getting the exit kills now onto Team Kiwi, going back to the spawner's room.
30 seconds
With 30 seconds left, they're gonna have to hurry and hustle to get back here.
As you say, Sloth definitely turned that card into a literal sloth, basically bringing entire Team Kiwi to a halt twice. In fact, with Team Kiwi, they don't really have an ult to, of course, spawn, but they do have Big Al coming up there with the Dragon Blade. Actually, I retract my statement. Optidox as well as Jaden both have their ults. I'm expecting the drop beat right now, but Optidox sort of falls.
What a slash. Big Ol is going to be able to get slept immediately. Skid tie going to be able to get killed immediately by Jaden's stick from the pulse bomb. And now a primal rage from Koopster being able to get a whole bunch of exit kills. With Big Ol finally being woken up from his nice nap. It might be Team Kiwi's time to capture point A here of Watch Point Gibraltar. The spawns are coming through. Some stall is coming through. Afterlife popping the Dragon Blade to get some damage off, but Big Ol is going to get the dash resets both onto Afterlife and Kutsukure, and now it's a whole bunch of unfortunate spawn deaths here. But Sloth is going to be able to find Jaden amongst it all, but Team Kiwi was able to capture the point nevertheless.
Yeah. I feel like that ult from Afterlife was a definite loss in Team Sloth's favor. They just hadn't popped that, and they just left it for another fight. They could have definitely won it had they gone back and regroup, but it doesn't matter now because they seem to be going in with a little bit less opponents. Taken out by Mr. Sloth, taking out Mr. out of mech, and then Kitsukine coming back and just finishing up the job.
And Kutsukire being able to be a huge rock for Sloth's trap, being able to get back there, get a whole bunch of that cleave damage from Winston's Tesla coil, or Tesla cannon rather, being able to get all the ending damage, and Sloth's trap being able to get a nice defense started here on point B. And this is not exactly where you want to be, especially for Team Kiwi. These 4 small doors that you have to pour through just to get back on the point themselves. It is very easily diveable, as the pulse bomb's going to be able to claim SBO almost immediately. Sloth being wonderful. She's been finding these pulse bombs almost the entire map, it seems.
SBO just Sloth just going up the SBO like, how's it going, honey? You're really slow. It would be a shame if I were just to pulse bomb you right now.
Yeah, you can see on the top right part of your screen, along on your screen as well, Big Ol getting pretty darn low. I believe I saw 1 HP there with the Dragon Blade in tow. But it's going to be Team Kiwi getting a whole bunch of entry kills and exit kills, and now Big Ol finding this to be a little bit more committable, so that way they can capture point B now to see point C on Gibraltar. No spawns coming in here to stop this point on its way. They're going to be able to get the Winston Koopster being able to get on the point immediately, being able to keep everybody off the point, that is, from Sloth's trap. And both the healers being down, no spawn is going to be able to save you from that. Team Kiwi able to capture point B, being able to see point C now for Gibraltar. What a wonderful sight it is.
And a beautiful reset from Redbird, although I feel like they could have reset a little bit faster with that Anna and Winston, but I guess they're thinking like, you know, we're gonna die anyways, might as well just put a little bit of resources into this push one last time.
You're absolutely right, and I believe that Sloth's trap did just that. They were trying to stall out the payload as much as possible, but Afterlife not committing the Dragon Blade this time. Skiritai, rather, going to go in and try to get that nano boost as quick as possible, so that way they can combo along with the Dragon Blade ultimate, so Afterlife can more than happily pop off, if not combo along with the Lucio beat drop. And take an early engagement. There's going to be an early nap onto Koopster, but he has the Primal Rage, so any dive that he takes, he's going to be able to stick along in the backline. Afterlife not getting the beat drop as well with the Dragon Blade, still being able to kill SBO in it all. And Optidox falling as well. This might be a one team fight for Sloth Trap as Koopster commits the Primal Rage, but it might all be for naught.
We see SBO might have been a little bit late on that Q when he had Genji bait. You just have to smack that Q button. There's no time. You have to react fast enough. As well as Big Al having his Dragon Blade and Jaden having his Pulse Bomb, they're going to be virtually unstoppable. All they need to do is pop back, Pulse Bomb skirts here, and then they basically won the fight.
Yeah, and here we go. Big All is going to commit. The Dragon Blade itself going to find Skiratai in the back line, but Redbird and Sloth throwing away some fireworks as well, going to find away the rest of the team, and Team Kiwi back to the drawing board in the spawn room. Almost immediately, Skiratai having that nano boost in the pocket. With 25 seconds left, Team Kiwi finds himself a little bit between a rock and a hard place, so they have to get back to the payload and they have to get back there fast.
Now watch Cookster as you're gonna see an SBO ult in the near future, as well as a Jaden one. That Cookster's gonna try to jump in. They have to take out SBO. Sorry, they have to take out Skirt because she has her ult and she needs to be taken out. She's a major threat. Oh, but the sleep on Cookster.
What a wonderful sleep. Skiratai being a robot sleep dart. Crazy Nandroid within her own self, but being killed in the end. No follow-up kill onto that sleeping Winston, with the Dragon Blade coming through for Afterlife now. No nano to boost onto it because the Ana fell really early in that fight, so no kills as well, and it's going to be a whole bunch of red in the kill feed. Now the tanks for Sloth Tribe being able to find a whole bunch of few kills here and there. A wonderful pulse bomb, however, onto Mister is going to be able to claim Big Call as well, and Sloth being a happily carry here for Sloth Trap.
Yeah.
Being the reason why they named it after her here, and Afterlife coming back here, the spawner's advantage being heavily in Sloth Trap's favor. Getting the kill onto Jaden might be exactly what they need. The beat drop from Optidox only being able to find Cookster, but he has the Palmer Rage, not being able to fall back down on the point in time, and that's going to be Sloth Trap. They're going to be able to get the hold here on point C, right around the bend, and that's not something you see here.
Yeah, it's gonna be hard to contest. You either have to get behind that bend, get behind. Or get in front of that bend. Having that bend right there is going to mean a really easy win from the other team.
Yeah, that was some crazy stall tactics as well. And Sloth being that carry that her team needs. The reason why it's called Sloth Trap is because of her. I mean, like, she came in there, got that gnarly stick onto the Pilot Diva, able to claim Big All as well, who was in the wrong place at the wrong time, got killed by that pulse bomb as well, and that was
Welcome on, we have another friend on the stream. Apparently, we have a little lizard that was brought it to my attention. Well, the lizard back.
yeah.
Sorry about that. Let's see. We're gonna be running here. We're gonna have a skirt on Zenny. Is that defense or are they on attack this time? Yeah, they're on attack. Sorry. Sloth on the Widow, so I'm definitely expecting them to play sort of back, dive in with one pick, pop out, and they're just gonna try to just, take out the supply from Team Kiwi. You have Big Al on Genji, Optidox on Zenny. So yeah, I definitely seeing a lot of slow pushes. You can't dive that much, and when you do dive, you need to be ready to jump right back in.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was afraid of here, and Sloth showing where she shines best on the hit scan roll, all the high ground being able to be created, and if this goes according to plan here, I've seen how this goes. Kutsun Kure diving the top bank with Redbird, going to be able to clear enough space so that way Sloth can pick away either bodies or headshots. But what a weird team composition. And this is exactly what we were afraid of. If this comes through, I honestly hope so, but oh no, Music Box and Afterlife. They're going back
Music Box, I needed the Bastion.
It's okay, it's meta, it's meta.
It's okay. Oh, it's meta. No, I just want that unmeta. Again, they're fighting on the high ground, but this time it seems like they might actually get it, but they're gonna give it up and be like, no, too much work, sorry.
Here we go. They're going to be chased onto the high ground immediately. Kinston Curie being in the wrong place amidst all 6 members of Team Kiwi. Pressing down that beautiful Winston health pool immediately. That's just going to be nothing but ult charge. But Redbird going to be able to get the picks and bits of Sloth's body damage. And Widowmaker being a thorn in the side, even if it has to be dove apart, because Kinston Curie was not far from the payload itself.
Like I say, like even if you have a bad Widow, which I feel like Sloth is not, already having 72% ult. Oh dang! Music Box able to get a pick off. Kitsune, skirt. Oh my god, the kill feed is all blue. You can't stop it when the Sloth just whittles down their HP. All you need to do is jump in there and then it's over for them. Sorry, like I was saying.
No, it's okay. With a little bit of kiting kills on the end there, Jaden was being able to kill the Winston. I believe he got the far spawn as well. A few far spawns being the Genji, Afterlife, and Kinston Fury on the Winston. With their movement abilities, they're able to get back to the point immediately. But Sloth putting on a showcase here, getting kills time and time again with the headshots and the body shots follow-up. But Afterlife and the dive team from Sloth Trap really being the team to shine here, as Sloth is getting the body shots, showing everybody through the walls, but this dive squad is getting all the follow-up in the world, creating all the
That must
space
have
for Sean.
That must have felt so bad. You're like, I'm gonna jump that widow and I'm gonna win that fight. I'm a 1v1 widow, and you just get decimated. One shot, you're over. That must feel bad. Like that must be a really big out taken out. Finally getting his revenge on Sloth, which is well deserved.
Yeah, along with the Dragon Blade in tow, and that's going to be a whole bunch of blue coming through the kill feed, like you said earlier, and Kinsukure creating the space, nevertheless, for his team, still just shine through, not needing the Widowmaker that Sloth, creating all the space and the entry kills with Afterlife, getting the headshot onto Jadon with the Shurikens, and not committing to any ults besides the Primal Rage here now. And they're going to be able to capture point B, and that's going to be just near 5 minutes here, but the respawn's coming through. Optidox is going to go ahead and throw in the Transcendence here, and they're going to come along that with the Blade as well, but Afterlife comboing that with the Lucio beat and his own Dragon Blade with the Transcendence ending, and that's a whole bunch of hacking and slashing he's going to offer towards Sloth Trap to get the payload nearly close here. Optidox is going to kill away Kinsukure though, and without that big body of Winston on the payload, this might be a little bit more difficult here.
Yeah, let me see these ults probably through, and you probably saw back there. You know, you can't stop the Zenny of Optidox easily taking out Kitsune with that. Like, you put pressure on it, up, no, you apply that pressure.
Payload getting closer and closer, but no one has been able to find the time to get back to Sloth until Optidox takes the nice alternate click fire onto Sloth from range. No drop-off fire from the Orbs of Destruction here. Now it's just a game of spawns, but it's going to be Sloth Trap in the end here, being able to capture point B with 4 minutes and 45 seconds on the board, trying to capture a few stragglers here on the far spawns.
You're definitely going to be seeing Team Sloth popping in right now. They're going to try to get as far as they can because both healers are down, but up, they seem to have gotten back up. When you run in with both healers, you have that risk of just jumping in. They have healers, you don't, and like, wait a minute, why are they rushing us?
You can see on your screen that golden box of victory really wasn't that far from where the payload already is, and the dive is already coming through from Kinsukure. They're able to find Optidox immediately. However, Afterlife is able to unsheath the Dragon Blade and being able to get the enemy Winston as well, trading away from Kinsukure's life. And Skiritari being able to follow damage, and that's going to be, oh my goodness, Sloth Trap with a commanding final fight.
Skiritari, it's like, blah, 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 down. You cannot stop Skiritari or Optidox. And nice little play of the game here. It's probably going to be Skiritari putting up that background damage. Finally, just finalizing, confirming those kills. Kill confirmed. Out of the mech. Kill confirmed. Kill confirmed. And one more kill confirmed.
Putting on a showcase of that Zenyatta, but, you know, I think it was, you know, Sloth Trap just all around, everybody just shining. What do you think, Ark?
Myself. Okay, doing it one more time, unmuted. I think that Sloth Trap was definitely turned it around there. We saw a very close game the first time around. They ended up losing that first one, but they turned up the heat there. They brought back with, came back with tremendous strength. We saw them win pretty handily on this escort style map. What do you think? Who was turning up the heat there that really brought it around for Sloth Trap? Or do you think it was more to do with the map style and that this Gibraltar map was a little bit more their speed? Bite me, what do you think?
I feel like definitely like having Sloth being on Widow, being able to create that pressure in that backline without them really having an answer to it, as well as you can see Sloth had a superior dive. You know, there's a difference in the team. Team Kiwi has been together for a month, but Team Skirt has been together since November of 2017. Having that good team play, having that good background, knowing when and what your players are going to do really helps a lot when you have that dive comp.
Absolutely. Now we are going to be moving on to an assault map. This next one is going to be Anubis, so kind of an infamous assault style map, a 2CP map here. Do you think that they are going to continue their win streak coming strong off of that escort style map?
I want a Sombra, I'll tell you that. I want Sloth or Team Kiwi just to run that Sombra. You know, I need some memes, and they just didn't support me in the last game.
Absolutely. Panda, what do you think we're going to see here?
Oh, well, you know, Assault really comes down to team play altogether. it depends on how each team ends up taking this advantage. Now, I believe that Team Kiwi should be more than understanding at this point that they need to be more than aware of Sloth's Widowmaker. They can't let their team be a part of that opening space to be picked apart by the dive, so that way she can just have easy pickoffs over and time again, being the shine for the team. But I think overall, I think Team Kiwi is going to be able to really show their strengths here. I mean, either on the triple tank or the dive within its own self. They're going to be able to combine their ults a little bit, as they've been able to show a little bit better than Sloth's trap here. I assume. Hopefully, be able to take this point. I'm going with a 3-5. 3-5. Yeah, 3-5.
3-person triple tank. 3-5. Yeah,
3-5.
maybe. I'm definitely from what I'm seeing right now, Team Skirt actually doesn't like the Team Anubis. They say like it draws too easily. The matches are so like drawn out, and it's just tiring for every single one of the players. So I'm curious to see how they're going to counteract. Maybe they're going to like go fast. They're going to play dive, which I dive is the best commentate. Like, oh yeah, they're shields up, they're doing some damage. Oh, never mind, that got healed. Nah. 50 HP. Oh, no kill. Actually, let's look. Sloth is actually on the Widow again, so I'm hoping that.
Popular.
Yeah.
Popular here coming onto this first.
Opti's running it. Opti's running it. He's running the Torb. She's running the Torb. I need to get this. Gonna focus on Opti right here. I need to see this. Oh, Opti, I need this in my life. I'm gonna admire Opti. So why don't you take up for me for a second?
And Optidox might be coming along to the point just to put down this level 2 turret. One of the more important parts is that they need to defend this turret. They're not going to be setting up on the ultra high ground here, but they're going to be setting up in a very nuisance of an area with the level 2 turret able to get a whole bunch of cleave damage on here. It's going to be hard for Sloth to be able to get these picks on the Widowmaker. Hard to find these headshots, if you will. It's not really an orthodox defense, but with Jaden on the Widowmaker, it might be able to be a shoe on the other foot kind of type of deal.
SPO sort of far back at his actual spawn, played Lucio, had to switch back to Mei, and then switch back to Mercy at the end of the game because they're running that Jaden. All he needed that Mei was to get up on that wall.
Yeah, right. Everybody up on the high ground, more than happy. It's going to be the Orisa being protected by Redbird with the defense matrix, but SPO going to have to get the heck out of dodge. Mercy not long for this world, hanging out up top like that, and Kookster able to stay alive nearly with about 50 HP. Jaden finding a whole bunch of body shots, along with Optidox's level 2 turret in the backline on the point, getting the follow-up kills. Fantastic team play from Team Kiwi thus far.
They need to... something seems to be going wrong with one of the teams. Yeah, they're calling for pause.
And we're gonna get a nice little pause up in here.
Yeah, just gotta...
graphical glitches, some technical difficulties, but Ark, what do you think about that first team fight, my man?
Well, I think that the kind of unorthodox setup from Kiwi here was definitely throwing off the offense here for Sloth Squad. I think that now that they have a idea of where Sloth Squad is going to be set up, or where Kiwi's going to be set up, excuse me, they probably have a better way to counteract this. Obviously, the location of your Widow and of your Torbjorn are going to be, really important. But I think that we may end up restarting this one if the teams are up for it. That one of the teams is asking for a restart. So we're going to take just a moment here to figure out whether we are going to start this one again or play from where we are. We'll let the teams kind of figure it out between them and come back to that in just a moment. And it looks like
the game restart.
It looks like teams are ready.
Yeah,
we'll find out
definitely. Like if they get the restart, the problem is like they're not going to have the surprise factor with that Torbjorn anymore. But it seems like they're just ready. They're just going to go straight back into the fight. Like you can't. Then you switch out that Winston. You can't sort of jump in there. That's what they're doing. No.
And we saw going back to the Widowmakers. So it's not like that they lost all too much as far as the ultimate charge is concerned. I mean, you know, with the Widowmaker again being able to, you know, not necessarily having the most effective ultimate, but having a pretty darn effective, but, you know, she doesn't necessarily need it to be the most effective pick in the world, but nevertheless here, getting back onto Temple of Anubis, it's going to be here online with the Torture and going to be able to find that Molten Core probably in the next team fight if they can't take out the level 2 turret fight, but they're taking the dive onto the high ground. Team Kiwi, not necessarily under a whole bunch of pressure, and Big Ol getting to be able to get the DMAC onto Redbird and being a full committed team fight here with the Tactical Visor, killing the Pilot Diva and the enemy Winston Kinsukure falling amidst it all, and Mister getting the follow kill with the Tactical Visor. Man, what a nuisance. How do you even get through this?
You can't, like, I'm gonna, like, Sloth, and you take out that shield, so Sloth can actually do work, and it's not gonna come. That, you know, that refresh rate on Orisa's shield is just too fast. The cooldown just comes back, like, you get 5 seconds, oh, got a new shield. You actually see Jaden pop his ult, you know, they wanna make sure that push doesn't happen. It needs to happen with that, they need to start playing, you know, Team Sloth needs to start playing more Death Volley. That's what they like running, they need to start running it because they're not gonna do anything without it.
They're gonna try to go mono here, trying to take aggressive adjacent side here, but nobody's touching the point here, and that's the name of the game here on these assault map styles. I'm confused if they don't understand how this works here, but I'm just kidding. I see what they're gonna end up doing. Trying to get the early dive here. They're gonna end up committing the Tactical Visor here, not being able to find all too much, but Optidox, Turret rather, gonna be able to kill Music Box, but Sloth with a wonderful headshot onto Jaden, who went committed to the Primal Rage from Kinsukure. That's gonna clear the rest of the enemy team. Kiwi off the point, and now Sloth Trap's getting a little bit of a bright light here with 5 minutes on the board to see point B on Temple Anubis.
SPL switching to Sombra. That might, sometimes they're definitely better on point 2. You have that big attack right under the bridge. They're definitely going to be playing around that. The faster she gets her ult, the faster they can take out Skirt, and the faster they can take out Kitchener.
And Skiritai finding the entry kill there, getting the follow kills here onto Big Ol as well via headshot. Sloth with the via headshot onto the Pilot Diva. Mister falling amidst it all nevertheless here, and that's a lot of bodies from Sloth Trap onto the point itself here. Point B is being swarmed in red. Kinsukure not getting much damage off of as well, and we're in a stall battle already with 4 minutes on the board. We're just gonna have a Dragon Blade unsheathed from Afterlife here now, getting what bodies he can. You see the swap on your screen from Mister, just swapping onto the Doomfist to get back to the point in time, but they're not gonna be able to get back to the point in time. With 4 minutes and 10 seconds on the board, Sloth Trap taking the snowball all the way from point A to point B. That was amazing.
That was so fun to watch. Like, you can't keep your eyes off for a second because, like I said, you need that history to be able to counter dive and actually pull it off. So having a month-long team, not gonna be able to counter dive that easily, and I feel like that's what they were sort of trying to run, but they sort of half failed at it. You need to switch off those picks way sooner in order to set up for a second point, because that Orisa comp works for the first point really well, but then it starts dying off really quickly on the second point. Even if you're running that Sombra, maybe Orion, maybe Winston, but that Orisa just doesn't really work out.
And maybe wanting to hold on to that Orisa supercharger, if they were able to hunker down on a corner there, maybe able to get an advantageous positioning, if you will, onto that point. I didn't even see if amidst it all that they were still on the Torbjorn, if he even popped the Molten Core when they were on point A of Temple Anubis, but it was you know, like you said, they didn't take the team swaps when they immediately lost the point. But you want to try to reconvene with your team as fast as possible, and just try your best to get a defensive positioning there, because that snowball, it's coming downhill, baby, and it's coming fast.
You can't stop it, honestly. So let's see what we have. We have Skirtari. I'm just gonna call him Skirt. You have Skirt on the Ana as well as the Winston. Sloth is again running that sweet Widowmaker. Afterlife, of course, on the Genji Music Box, trying to get maybe a beatbox off in Redbird on, seen him all time. But SBO, they're finally not running any mirror comps. You have what I'm expecting, they're just gonna try to sort of bulldoze in there, have Jaden try to take out Sloth and Big Al, and maybe Mister switching over Diva, trying to overwhelm Sloth and try to go for everyone else.
A little bit more of that death ball composition. Kuster on the Reinhardt with Mr. now taking that swap over to the Roadhog. They're going to take this nice and slow and easy, but they're going to be greeted immediately by this high ground, this combination of Afterlife, Kinsukure, and Redbird.
Catch it.
They see them, but they're not dropping immediately here. The dive coming through with the bubble drop, and Espio is going to be taken down immediately, but Jaden with the open sideline killing Kinsukure. It's a Widow back with Jaden with the nice kill onto his other half of Sloth.
Dot distracts him.
And that's a kill that you more necessarily need to get a wonderful sideline onto the point, but Kookster following amidst it all. And a nice defense thus far.
Jaden picking up the slack that Sloth has left, able to take out Music Box, and I'm waiting for it, like, what will Sloth be able to reclaim the throne?
Team Kiwi still trying to take the push onto this point. They do technically have the spawner's advantage, the spawn not being too long from their walk here, but not so long as Sloth just keeps picking away your dome. She has been incredible this series so far. Every time that she's been on the Widowmaker, just fighting body shots, fighting headshots, either her team follows up, or she'll just shoot you in the face, and she'll just finalize the kill herself, but she pushes Team Kiwi all the way back to spawn.
Who needs teammates where you can finalize your own kill, am I right?
That's
SBO.
That's a Widowmaker's
switching off to SBO switching off to a nice old Zenny. So now you see they're definitely gonna be taking it slower. They just wanna, instead of just trying to dive in there or try to like just jog in there, they're taking it really slow. They're gonna try to still walk in there and just say, "This is points in mind." We just blows you off. He has a bunch of squishies. We'll play with a bunch of tanks.
There we go, Mr. They're taking quite a bit of time here to try to figure out what they need to do to just take point A here. Mr. swapping back and forth between quite a bit different heroes. And this is what I was talking about previously in the post map, is that it also comes down to team composition, that if you take a Widowmaker or a Bear just to, disrupt your entire team, this just becomes very unfortunate. And you can see the enemy team from the Widowmaker sideline just going a whole bunch of different ways. They're trying to almost solo queue their way to get apart this Widowmaker. The tanks are in one spot, all the squishies are in another spot. This isn't looking too good for Team Kiwi as we're down to a minute 43.
They're in fact splitting themselves up. Their supports are actually alone. If only Team Sloth knew, but Aviax takes out Sloth!
The supports are alone, but they're able to kill a Widowmaker amidst themselves.
Oh my god! What? It doesn't matter if the supports are alone if they are the DPS, but SBO is going to fall.
Music Box being able to be in a very inauspicious positioning and finding his way out of it as well, getting the Transcendence to keep his team more than healthy, and it's going to be Sloth Trap again with a wonderful defense, and Sloth on your screen, you can see now, switching over to the Tracer, being able to get back to the point even faster, and that's a wonderful position, especially if you're in Sloth Trap favor, because if you're Afterlife and you're just kind of hanging out, you have a Dragon Blade on sheath, and if you're Skiritai, you're ready to nano boost, and this could be a team fight before it even starts, and it is going in the favor of Sloth Trap.
I'm hoping for it. The ult from Afterlife's coming in! Oh, it's juicy. Apiax barely getting activity with the threat of his life.
Nano Blade getting able to get two, and Sloth getting the follow-up kill onto the D-Mech, and going to be able to follow up onto the enemy Tracer, and Mr. following as well, and that is a lot of red pulling through on the kill feed itself. 30 seconds left. They need to hurry.
Sloth
Team Kiwi needs to hurry.
30 seconds.
Sloth is not living up to their name right now. They should change it. Team Cheetah. Again, staying up the high ground. Oh my god, Team Kiwi is not learning from that high ground at all. Big Al's gonna get taken down, swarmed by the Diva and the Winston.
Biotic Grenade going to be able to claim Big Al's life. A wonderful self-destruct going to be able to zone the enemy team away, but Team Kiwi not being able to find many kills, not any at all. The D-Mech onto Mr. from the self-destruct, and it's just a brawl coming out against Team Kiwi, and Sloth Trap coming out on top of that brawl.
1v6 SBO.
Very unfortunate as the Lucio B-Drop only being able to find two, maybe three. It comes along with a Dragon Blade, able to kill Afterlife and it all, but the nano boost on to Kinsukure from Skiritare in the Primal Rage format, being able to be a huge nuisance, pushing everybody away, not getting any damage given away. Music Box now with a Transcendence. They're able to keep everybody alive here. No damage coming across from Team Kiwi. It's more of a stagger game here as they do have Spawner's advantage, but the Biotic Orb killing away the Piloted Diva. And it might just be everything that they need, but Jaden coming along with a Flash in the Storm on the Skiritare, falling along in the end, and nobody's on the point here, and Team Kiwi not being able to capture onto point A, and Sloth Trap with a wonderful victory on Temple of Anubis. Wow, what a game.
That must feel bad.
Play of the
You know, oh, here it is. Here's the Sloth play. Why don't you take this up for me, Pokemon?
You have just the alternate high ground here, finally playing in their favor, the adjacent high ground that is, forcing everybody away from the shield and finding the headshots when need be. A wonderful flick onto the enemy widow. I literally jumped out of my seat when I saw that here in third person. That was a wonderful flick.
First you have Sloth on this map, and now you have Sloth on this map. What do you think, Ark?
I was gonna say, Pokemon Panda, if you're jumping out of your sheet, does that mean you're a ghost because Sloth killed you?
Oh man.
But no, excellent play.
I'm already dead.
Excellent play out of Sloth there. We saw Sloth really pick it up, the namesake of the team, I would hope. After those great picks there, we can obviously see why. I mean, I think Sloth just kind of picked it up. Obviously, we were wondering if that second map was a fluke or if they were going to continue that, that momentum that they had. And they pretty clearly had that. They had the defense down pat as well. You saw, most teams, even in somewhat of a mismatch, are going to give up that first point, and the second point is really where the game is decided. But this time we saw Sloth holding so hard on the defense there. What really brought it together for Sloth's trap? Do you think that the Sloth Widow alone was it, or were there other pieces of that puzzle that did it for Sloth's trap? Bite me.
Definitely, I definitely saw a bunch of plays from their tanks that were, just phenomenal. Their Winston dives as well as their Genji, even on their first attack when I said that Winston just isn't going to work against that Arisa. They proved me wrong the minute with that great coordinated Genji and Winston dive going on, taking out the Arisa, taking out the healers, just able to sort of go in there and take out the necessary pits, and then everyone else sort of being in there and able to support them with that push. I have to give it to tanks as well as, I'll give it to Afterlife, even though Sloth had a lot of it. Sloth to the spotlight. You have to give some to Afterlife as well with that glorious push with Kitsune or Kitsukira.
That's true. Yeah.
Also,
go ahead.
Okay. You also see Redbird doing a lot of work out of mech. Actually, you don't see her getting a bunch of kills, but she was doing a bunch of damage in Music Box. Getting a bunch of those boom boxes in. Something I had to laugh at was the two supports somehow taking out Sloth. I don't know how, but it happened.
So what do you think needs to happen on this next map for Kiwi to bring it back? Obviously, we saw Sloth coming ahead on the escort and on the assault style map. The next one being hybrid means that they are going to have the same type of setup, and if what's working for them continues working, Kiwi is going to have a hard time fighting against this. So what does Kiwi have to do? Obviously, this is going to be a very similar type of setup. Do you think that they need to focus more on Sloth? Do you think that they need to pick up the kind of slack in some other areas? Panda, what do you think we're going to see from here on? And it's actually going to be King's Row for our hybrid map.
And as like you said, as we're loading into our wonderful hybrid map, the all glorious King's Row, I don't think it's necessarily Sloth and Afterlife. Respectively, they were playing amazingly to each his own right, but I think they just need to play it together as a team. Team Kiwi, you saw in that last push on Temple of Anubis, it kind of worked out for them in the end, but they were all over the place. I'm sorry, it didn't work out from the end. They got a tick out of it, but it didn't necessarily work out for them. Nevertheless, having your healers so far away, being caught out from the tanks and having so little healing. Nevertheless, it's just sloppy team play, unfortunately, and I hate to say that, but you really got to reconvene around your dive, and you got to take apart these members one by one. Even if you get dove in the back line by a tracer, you have to, like you said, it's a lot of resources used, but that's what it takes. You got to keep your Zenyatta alive, and you got to take it one fight at a time. And if you're getting poked from the back, take it away from the back and move your way forward. But it gets a little difficult from time to time. Disruption is keen, like I said there on Temple of Anubis. Sloth being a huge thorn in the side for Team Kiwi, that is getting the headshots, getting the body shots, keeping everybody low, and being a star player for Sloth's trap. As well, hey, it's named after her.
Yeah. Ark, why don't you introduce us to what map we're playing right now?
It is, in fact, going to be King's Row, the home of the Widowmaker. So I am hoping we're going to see a Another great game out of Sloth on that Widowmaker right now. Maybe showing a tank instead, so they may choose to go with the triple tank or the tanks and the Junkrat composition that we've seen very commonly on this map. It seems like teams have been kind of favoring against that Widow nowadays. Not so keen to pick that versus the big tanky lineups that aren't so likely to go down to a Widow pick.
I feel like definitely what needs to happen for Team Kiwi is they need to play a strat that they're comfortable with, running that dive or running that death ball with something that they aren't ready with. They can't run, you know, it's not gonna work out. And I definitely saw that Team Sloth definitely said that they know how to run triple tank with that Junkrat, so they're just gonna walk in there and say, no, you know, we control the point now. Thank you very much. Keeping it warm for us. Goodbye.
Pretty interesting choices coming out from the defensive side, like you said there, Ark. I mean, Sloth over onto the Zarya. Redbird on the D.Va is really the only one they can do to clear away these high grounds. It leaves the team of Team Kiwi the more than advantageous opening to walk around this high ground, and they're able to take away this high ground away from Sloth's trap, focusing them into that archway. And they're going to be able to take the point immediately if that goes all according to the plan. But they're going to be able to get a whole bunch of meat here. The Slambulance on defense is no joke here as we're loading in here on the King's Row. Sloth Trap on the defense, but Kinsukuri on the Reinhardt. I'm always excited to see the Slambulance in action.
And the Slambulance, you can't stop it when it starts slamming. So let's see what's happening. I'm definitely going to be thinking that we're going to be seeing Zarya try to get a bunch of high charge. They're trying on high ground maybe, or they're just going to go straight into point.
They're wrapping around the statue side. They're going to be trying to take their way brute force style onto this point. But it's going to be Sloth taking that backside, trying to get a little bit of early charge onto for Zarya. And it's going to be Kinsukuri with the first death on your screen. And Sloth claiming her own life with a very unfortunate place Zarya grenade. And it's going to be Acolyte following finally as well, but it is all red in your kill feed. You can see it on your screen. Sloth Strat being pushed away from this point with a commanding fashion. And Team Kiwi is going to take this away on the first team fight. Nevertheless, they really didn't have to do all too much. But
they didn't have to do that much. They just walked in. You know, Sloth says, you can't kill Sloth. Sloth kills Sloth. No satisfaction.
That is so true, and no team swaps coming, or no hero swaps coming over as well. And with the point captured so early, you see 5 minutes, 20 seconds coming out, and look at that early Graviton from Mr. coming out. They're combining that with a Coalescence, and that's a whole other healing that they can't put down inside that Graviton Surge and out of it now. And it's a huge brawl, but Red still coming through in the kill feed. My goodness. Is this just madness or what? The Junkrat with the Slambulance in the backline, it's so much damage.
Yeah, that Junkrat is a lot of damage just to try to deal with. If you can't deal with it right, you can't deal with it at all. As well as that, you saw that perfectly executed ult from Mr. Lifting the entire team off the ground, just allowing them to pop their damage in there with no contesting.
It has to be one of the more scary things about here on King's Row too, is that teams have been more than accustomed to this, is that when you capture the first part, you saw on your screen not moments ago that it was just around the bookstore, but Koopster on Team Kiwi was all the way in towards the factory part, as Sloth now is committing with the Graviton Surge. Mister's going to claim his own life now, but the Riptire now coming in the back line, being able to find both enemy healers on Team Kiwi, and this team fight is more than over. Utilizing the proper ultimates to combine with each other, stopping it right around the saloon area.
Yo, man, maybe Mr. Trish trying to beat some Sloth over here. No, Zarya's gonna die by her own. Only Zarya's gonna die by her own. Oh, the stagger on Jaden. Jaden, you need to stay back there with your team when the team fight ends. Like, no peeking out, because then you just risk being decimated by the other team, and now have to wait until you respawn.
Very good stagger, putting a huge dent in, or not necessarily huge, but an Overwatch seconds or minutes. A wonderful air strider is going to be blocked, and the Graviton Surge is going to come out in adjacent to it, and from Mr. With the self-destruct is going to get Transcendence and shielded out, but the kills is going to be able to come through nevertheless. The tank's coming in clutch here for Sloth Trap, being able to kill the Pilot D.Va nevertheless here. Kinsukuri falling, and the Riptire only being zoning nevertheless. Halo's moving ever so slightly down this last corridor, so they don't have the body on the point.
Zenyatta all alone, able to offer his teammates, and they're like, we aren't gonna make the same mistake we made the first game, and we're gonna peel back for you. That's definitely something that they're doing. They're peeling, and maybe not on point, but they're peeling.
And Music Box is caught out by himself there in the end of it all, and that's going to be Team Kiwi now capturing this escort point here, and they're going to see this factory part of King's Row. Any team swaps or any hero swaps coming through? I think not. Defense is looking pretty confident in their ambulance defense here. After that's going to have the Riptire on the hand. 83% for Sloth's Graviton Surge, so that combination's coming pretty close as the payload is moving down here at the last point.
Definitely feel like Big Al's waiting. He's gonna try to get his ult real quick, and then they're gonna possibly keep a good big eye on Mister. Mister's gonna pop his ult, and Big Al is probably gonna come in there with his own Riptire.
Earthshatter's not gonna claim anybody to knock him down on their butt, but that's gonna be the Graviton Surge coming out a little bit late after the. Oh no, the Earthshatter's gonna go ahead and combo with the Graviton Surge, and he's gonna take the swinging, and he's gonna take the charging, and they're gonna get a whole bunch of kills in the end of it all. Blue versus red in the kill feed. I'll take blue this time.
Oh man, Kitsune with that, with that, you know, he was like, okay, you caught me off guard the first game, but we're gonna come in and we're gonna slam you down the ground. We're slamming down the slambulance.
But it's not exactly where you want to be, especially with 3 minutes on the board. No tank ultimates is on everybody away. But that's a good tank ultimate coming out of nowhere, and Redbird's going to be able to claim Mister's life. And without the Graviton Surge, they're going to push away Team Kiwi all the way back to the spawn. They need to combine Big All's Riptire along with the Graviton Surge. Without this, they cannot form a push. You need all of your members alive on this final push here for King's Row.
I think Jaden's probably going to try to zone their other diva out of there, so Mister can just get his Graviton up, and Big Al can just try to, you know, try to get his Riptire in there in time without being destroyed by Cookster Jaden.
Here comes gonna come out, and the Riptire is gonna be able to get claimed by a well grenade by Afterlife, and now an Earthshatter is gonna be able to come out after the Graviton Surge. Gonna be able to knock a few players down on their butt. Kinsukuri is gonna fall in the immense at all. However, the Coalescence from Sloth Trap gonna keep his team a little bit more than healthy here. Gonna be able to push them. It's gonna be able to push Team Kiwi back to their spawn room once more. And with the final kill on the Big All, that's gonna be Sloth Trap with a wonderful defense yet again, answering both the Graviton Surge and the Earthshatter.
You know, once Sloth sets up, they sort of become a brick wall. You see right now, you know, they got, you know, unfortunately got slammed the first time, but now that they've been getting a chance to shine, they're gonna hold it.
Very well placed Diva self-destruct is going to be able to claim Kinsukuri, and without that giant Reinhardt shield in the way, it's going to be a Graviton Surge that might have came out with a little bit of panic. Might have thought that he had a little bit more follow-up. However, Sloth did not. She did not have any follow-up whatsoever in that Graviton Surge. However, she is high charge, and getting away that Transcendence charge from Optidox is more than optimal. Coalescence is coming through from Espio.
Kitsukiri getting zoned by Big Al. Was not expecting that.
With the Riptire coming through from Big Al, it is on the move, and it's going to be able to claim 2. Sloth is going to be able to kill along with Music Box. The double kill from Big Al, and now Big Al on the kill feed again, but it's going to be for Afterlife, and he's going to be able to find the pilot on the Riptire again, and he's going to be able to lead with all the kills on. And Team Kiwi, with some time in the bank, going to be able to complete King's Row. What a very nice team fight that was.
What was that? Oh, that must have felt so bad. Big Al just becoming the big brother of that game, saying, nope, 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 no, you're dead. You're dead. Oh, you can die too. Thank you very much. Have a nice day. Big Al just able to get that Riptire in the optimal location, getting high ground, and predicting where that Junkrat is able to win that game. And that Reinhardt must have felt so bad when you just get booped, or you use that point as ramp, like, I'm gonna run to the ramp and contest it, but you just went right over and C9 the point.
Yeah, exactly. And you know, with these the movement changes coming through, Reinhardt's not exactly the most nimble person, so you know he gets booped up in the air, and you only have so much time to react, and wrong place, wrong time, and getting sent down into the undergrove of the factory part of King's Row, and that's not where you want to be if you're a giant shielding German man. It's pretty angry these days.
Yeah, it is. Let's see, we have Kookster again on the Reinhardt, and I'm definitely gonna be predicting like they're just going to try to just Kookster. They were attacking last one, if I was right. Yep. So you're gonna see Jaden and Kookster. So they're gonna try to just Slambulance, but they're gonna Slambulance hold it. They're running the same exact comp. You know, if it works once, it's gonna work again. But Sloth is gonna call out the question with that Widow one more time. Maybe not.
I mean, it
Yeah,
would make
no.
sense. It would make sense in the team composition that it is, because I mean, you
Yeah,
can play
yeah.
this like Gibraltar. There's so much high ground advantage for Sloth to take her advantage, and we've seen what she's able to do with this before. That if her team is able to get on the point and be much more of a frontal nuisance, she can find the headshots, she can find the body shots. Either way, I believe that a whole bunch of death is coming the way of Team Kiwi. And here we go. It's gonna be a
Yeah,
Widowmaker
Kiwi-
pick.
No, but Kiwi needs to start hiding, quivering a little bit, maybe play on point, because we saw what Sloth did in the last 2 games. You know,
Gonna
he's
force
gonna bring a lot of
away.
pain.
Yeah, Optidox was on that high ground, but we're gonna be forced down immediately because off on the patented Widowmaker, and it's gonna be Optidox on that drop, gonna be able to find the headshot on the music box, pushing Sloth all the way back to spawn, and she's gonna have to take a little bit of a break here. Sloth trap going back to the spawn room, going back to the drawing board, the chalkboard, if you will, and think about it all again. But they're right back to it, right back in the play. They're trying to work their way through the spawn or through the statue area.
They're going for a right hook with Sloth, probably trying to divert those shields, getting Sloth behind them and trying to get some picks off.
Not too much space being available for Sloth and her Widowmaker. Being able to get a few shots here on the Diva mech, being able to get it low, and it's going to be able to be Redbird getting the kill along with Afterlife with the D-mech as well. And all these tanks for the Slambulance being a wonderful pleasure and a wonderful clinic here for Sloth's trap. You know, Sloth is more or less just more of a bait necessarily against Team Kiwi. They were forced into such an unfortunate position to where the Slambulance got sped boost all the way in from Music Box, the damage coming through, and Sloth's trap getting out the payload with 5 minutes here on the escort.
You definitely saw that right move, like, Sloth went through the building to distract the shields, and when the shields were distracted, Sloth was like, oh, I guess I have an opening. And I actually feel like Sloth has been killed more by supports than she has by people who are just Diva or Winston, people who are like supposed to take out, you know, the undefying Widow.
Here we go, and a Graviton Search from Afterlife is going to be able to come through, and Kinsum is going to be able to charge right through. Not a whole bunch of follow-up coming through, but the Earthshatter from Kinsum is going to be able to keep them down, and CC after CC, and now oh my goodness, and Koops are going to answer along with an Earthshatter. Skiratai going to take that as an open invitation for Coalescence. Light Show after Light Show, and now another Graviton Surge on the corner of the saloon, all while the payload is stopped darn near the bookstore here, and now with the kills coming through in favor of Team Kiwi, Sloth's trap is running all the way back to the spawn. They're going back to the drawing board once again with that giant shield in the archway. Gonna have to take this team fight once again.
Yeah, I mean, like, you saw Sloth was sort of like they had trouble on defense, and then they had a little trouble on offense. Kiwi seemed to have picked up whatever slack they left in there. They say, leading up those last 3 games, they were just warm-ups. We're gonna come in hard and we're gonna come in fast.
And Big Ol played that like a book too. He saw Sloth use the spider hook to get up on that advantageous positioning, paid for it with her life. Taking the swap over to Tracer now, as this is going to be Big Ol's Riptire. It's going to be able to come through. Who's going to be able to find along with anybody? It's going to be able to find 2. That's going to be Skirtai's Moira along with Kinsukiri on the Reinhardt. An ending push, especially if you're on the side of Sloth's trap.
Yeah. You're definitely going to see Team Kiwi is trying to come in there, and this is going to be a huge stagger. If they can kill Afterlife right now, that's going to be another 1-team fight.
They're still committing ultimates to this because they know that they have the spawners advantage, but Mr. getting that exit kill on some Music Box with their Earthshatter is going to be nice and more than advantageous to get the kills onto Team Kiwi, and here we go. Sloth's trap finally getting a move on in the streets phase of King's Row.
You see, they're all going to walk up, and they're going to keep that lonely Redbird. They're going to leave Redbird all alone. They're going to push up, you know, sort of contest them, not let them back on the point, just let Redbird push it slowly.
And got 2 on the payload, so it's almost optimal speed there, now with 1. But you can see on your screen, Afterlife is so heavily charged. Look how bright he is glowing like a Christmas tree here. The Graviton Surge coming out, not necessarily needing to follow out, but it's going to bait so many good ultimates. And the Pulse Bomb with the Big Bang coming through, they're going to get all the follow-up kills, and they're not even going to get close to this payload. Sloth's trap commandingly comboing the right ultimates to capture this point, now into the factory part of King's Row.
Combo kill that, and will they be able to get that to the golden brick of victory? Let's see. You're gonna see, I'm gonna guess that Big Al's gonna try to take up this high ground and just harass them.
And here comes a Riptire, and the Mr.'s Graviton Surge, I believe, just got eaten by the defensive matrix there. The Mortal Coalescence being the entryway for Sonic Trap to take a aggressive point here. More than enough damage to kill Octodox in the backline though, and Sloth taking that damage as an open invitation to the backline. And oh man, another good Earth Shatter knocking down 2 and killing Kookster amidst it all with the charge kill onto the D.Va mech and nobody being there to contest this. I don't know if anybody can even get to the point, and with a whole bunch more time in the time bank, Sloth Trap showing them how it's done on King's Row here.
You might have 1 minute, but we have 3 minutes.
To 3, switching sides.
Ooh, that was a doozy of a game right there. You know, that right-handed push at the beginning of the match just was what sort of set it out, with Sloth being able to finally give him that room, and then the switch off to Tracer.
Almost more than necessary, just trying to get the just as many balls on, or many bodies on the payload as possible. You know, it's
Can we get a pause?
They're trying to get a pause here. More
Yeah, Big L just left for some reason. Probably DC'd.
You know, as we move into extra innings, though, Ark, what do you think of these two teams just duking it out here on Kings?
Well, I was a little bit worried there for, you know, for Sloth Trap. It seemed like they had a little bit of a slow start, but they picked it up kind of at the end. Obviously, going into this with the advantage in the second half of Kings Row, I am curious to see if that triple tank comp does continue to work for them. We've seen a little bit more versatility out of Sloth, so I think it would be fun to see some other type of composition from them, but it remains to be seen. That meta comp, that, you know, triple tank comp has been very strong lately, so it may be a big ask for them to change away from that. I think that Team Kiwi is probably gonna have to, you know, tighten up all the loose ends here. We did see they were able to push through there at the end, but they have to bring their A game like that for the rest of this map if they want to stay in this. It is tied up 3-3 here on Kings Row, and if we're running this like a regular matchup, they are down 2-1, so they have to win this to tie it up.
Yeah, I mean, you're gonna have to start seeing Team Kiwi pulling some strides, because they're gonna have a difficult time. It's 1 minute to 3 minutes. Things need to change, and things need to start going Kiwi's way.
Yeah, well, I mean, Sloth Trap with the 2 minutes and 5 second time bank advantage. Normally, when you see the extra innings coming through on any map, hybrid or escort, you see the time banks being almost visually side by side, especially in these Scrim nights. But nevertheless, this is a little bit in favor of Sloth Trap as they're moving forward onto this this defense here. But I think this might play in favor of Sloth Trap, because they know their strengths, they know their weakness, they probably know what Team Kiwi is going to come out with. But Sloth Trap, I believe, you know, it may have taken them a game just to wake up a little bit here, but they're really just showing their strengths time and time again.
Yeah. Now let's take a look at we seem to have gotten a somebody subbing in for Big Al. Apparently we got nope, never mind. I read it wrong.
Big Al.
I read Seagull for some reason, because, you know, can't read.
You read Seagull.
Yeah, you know, Seagull's coming in to sub up for Big Al. How's this game gonna go up?
Yeah, a little bit of a ringer situation there.
Yeah.
All right, and teams are ready, so we are going to be jumping straight back into this one.
Nice.
Straight back
And we seem to have
Kings Row.
Yep, we see Sloth is going to be running again the triple tank. Triple tank with Junkrat and Moira as well, which is expecting like the whole. They really don't want to get Slandy Land, so they might playing same comp, maybe playing it a little bit differently. Kitsukire, they need to watch out for that right-handed hook. I feel like it might happen again if Sloth doesn't see doesn't really watch where he's going. They might play what they just saw to their advantage.
Yeah, and they don't want a replay of what happened in their previous first defense here. Don't forget that they lost the first capture point here on the first team fight. So with Sloth being on the Junkrat, that is just one more able body that is able to get up to the high ground along with Redbird here on the D.Va. That if they do what they did beforehand, they're able to get a little bit more of a high ground advantageous positioning to rain down from above.
You see, they need to hope and pray that they can hold this for the last minute. Let's see how this is gonna go. Let's see if you're doing a full-blown push. They're gonna try to go for the ambulance again.
Yeah, with Big Al on, or Big Al rather, on the Titan Junkrat as he's shown across King's Row. You can see Sloth in the back line now through Hotel. He's gonna try to get a few cheeky grenades, not being able to claim anybody, but with a whole bunch of charge going across to Mr. Already claiming near 50% ult charge, and it is a stall brawl. Going back and forth, the Skiritai getting the entry kill, first blood, and with the coalescence coming out, that's the first ultimate earned and the first ultimate used here. Immediately, Sloth's trap pushing everybody back from Team Kiwi all the way back to spawn.
The difference between Sloth on Zarya and Sloth on Junkrat is immense. Tire going, but it's a little bit too late.
And Afterlife's going to be able to kill Big Al's retire nevertheless, and Kucher claiming Skiritai's life amidst all of the Earthshatter nuttiness. But here with the charge and the giant brawl, nevertheless, it's all going across on the point and off the point. The Graviton Surge comboed along with the Self Destruct is going to get a big boom, 2 kills onto the Junkrat and onto the Zarya. Sloth Trap being a clinic professor, it almost seems like, for this defense. No ticks given.
Oh my god, no ticks given, honestly. Like, you saw that deafening Sloth defense. Like, you saw that difference from the first push. Sloth was on Zarya, but now second round, he's on Junkrat, and he's not gonna let anyone go by.
Yeah, and like I said, you know, they wanted to take a slight swap from what they previously did here on Kings Row first defense, and it really paid out for them. You know, they lost the first team fight on their first defense, but they won all their fights on that last defense. So that was nice.
Ooh, is that they're probably just trolling me right now. They're getting my hopes up.
Oh, you know they're definitely trolling you, my man.
Ugh. You know, Redbird on May and Music Box on Torbjorn, it's just too good to be true. You know, I'm so disappointed. Like, Team Kiwi said that they were bashing comps. You know, I was really looking forward to that, but I think I'm gonna go home and cry after this. But you know what? All's fair, right? Kitsukira. Maybe they have 3 minutes. Maybe they have time to meme. That's what they're playing.
You see the defense coming out with pretty standard stuff, though. I mean, the triple tank, it's a mirror composition of what we just saw Sloth Trap do with the Junkrat and the Moira composition.
3, 2, 1.
Like, probably gonna try getting a pick off. They're playing 2 snipers, so it's gonna be very pick heavy. You can't go with those 2 snipers, so they need to get like maybe 1 or 2 picks. You're gonna see Afterlife and Sloth trying to play in the background. Oh, yep, they're playing in the background, and when they get a pick or 2, Kitsukira is gonna jump in with Music Box and Skirt, and they're just gonna try to get a bunch of kills.
This is a really weird place to be, especially if you're Skiritai, because on Moira you want to be around a whole bunch of tanks, and only having 2 and being in a sniper dive composition, she can't necessarily get all the kills off on Moira. So with Sloth Trap in that very unfortunate positioning, they're going to be down 1 member, and that's a key member. The Redbird getting that DMAC onto the enemy Diva Jaden. It might be a good enough exit pick, but Kitsukira falling at the end of all that team fight, and they have to go back to the spawn room.
Yeah, and you saw Sloth got kicked out. They're so disgusting. Like, he should have just switched to. You can't play Widow when both of their dive tanks go straight for you. So now you just go over Soldier. So, you know, a tiny bit of survivability might help them a lot.
And Afterlife now showing us why the Hanzo pick is more than viable, especially when you only need 1 tick on to that capture point of King's Row, and they're getting all the bodies onto the payload, or onto the capture point that is, and that's going to be all the picks coming out with Skiritai committing the coalescence. No healing on the point now for Team Kiwi. Nobody on the point at all, and Sloth Trap with the victory on King's Row.
Sloth Trap with the emote and the W. It's over, and they're feeling good.
What a wonderful last team fight there, you know, with the swaps back and forth, but I believe it was the Soldier 76 that was able to keep himself alive, so that way that everybody could stay on the capture point itself. And what a wonderful coalescence coming from Spirit side. You can see on your screen here getting the healing, getting the damage off, enabling his team to get a whole bunch of opportunities on that, and then the Earthshatter at the end of it was was just mad poggers.
Yeah. So you saw that Team Kiwi picked up a bunch of their dirt and they started picking up their thing, but it wasn't enough. What do you think Team Kiwi could have done to actually fix up what they were doing?
Well, I think they needed to play a lot more kind of aggressive on the Reinhardt. You saw Kitsune Kyrie actually really was, kind of pulling the weight there. It wasn't so much the Junkrat kills; those kind of were a little bit back and forth. But the tank play was really what did it for Sloth, and I think that may be where Team Kiwi needs to pick it up. Now, normally that would be the end. We normally do like a best of 4 as it is like officially listed, but they are scrims, so teams are able to keep going if they like. I think we are going to be moving into Ilios here for the next one, which is one of our normal tiebreaker maps anyway, so we can just kind of pretend that that Kiwi won that one, and we would be going into a tiebreaker anyway.
Oh my God, Kiwi with the clutch, coming with the game, able to just destroy them. Oh, they come and tie the game, and now we're going tiebreaker, everyone.
Well played.
Well played, well played.
Thanks. Ilios is, some maps of Ilios are more boop-centric. Do you think we're going to see the boop comps out of these guys? Do you think we're going to see the Pharahs and the Orisas, or do you think they're going to stick with their comfort picks here and continue with those tank comps they've been running?
Well, there's 2 maps in particular on Ilios, Well and Ruins, that are very Widow dependent. So I think they're still going to try to play what's been working out for them here, and they're going to try to take that hybrid composition with Sloth on the Widowmaker until she's overly threatened with the hybrid dive kind of type style versus Team Kiwi. I believe that they're probably going to try to play more meta with the quad tank Slambulance Moira Meatball style.
Yeah, and you never saw like when even if Sloth just sort of gets countered by those 2 tanks, that's 2 tanks leaving the team fight for around a good few seconds, which allows the DPS and everyone else on the team to sort of dive whatever they want and get a free 2 or 3 kills.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's one of the more scarier aspects. Like I said, I believe it was on Gibraltar, and that's exactly what they're very, very good at, and that's what that whole team composition is all about. Create enough space, create enough disruption.
Yeah.
Lose your face.
Yep. And we are going to take a short break. I think we're maybe going to have somebody reboot or reset. But we are going to get into our bonus round here. Game 5 between Sloth Trap and Team Kiwi, right after this.
Surface of my heart, the feelings ever gone. A brave adventurer like me, members everywhere that I've come from. Keep your feet to the vacuum sky, 'cause it's surrounding us out here. Follow the trail of the stardust of the ones that came before us, and we'll see what we've always been. Dream of me whenever you are feeling oh so lonely. Try to leave your fears behind. We are locked in an orbit racing round the darks of newly worlds that make a light.
1. Hello, hello, and welcome back. We are going to be jumping into our final game here between Sloth Trap and Team Kiwi. This is going to be on Ilios, as we said, and we're going to be jumping right into the game here. Lovely Ilios. I'm liking the weather out here on Ilios tonight. I wish it was a little bit more like that in Iowa, where I am located, unfortunately. You guys have any good weather where you're at right now?
You know, it wants to be spring so bad here in DC, but it's
Hey, man.
it's still winter.
Chicago down here, it's all like, oh, well, yeah, oh no, snow. Spring, nah, you get snow. It's always snow here. You know, summer, yeah, it's snow. It never ends. Winter's always here.
As we're loading onto our first map here of Ilios, the warm weather is going to be able to play everybody's favor here. No more snow to slow them down. I almost wish that did happen, but
No, man.
it's hard to
Scared
to even imagine what these two teams are going to be able to fight each other on here. I mean, Ilios is a very open map, if you will, and I don't mean that just as a map itself, but I mean as you can play as many different kind of compositions.
Yeah, honestly, everything's so viable in this map. Like, you can run a Pharah, yeah, you can run a Orisa, you can run a Rohug, you can run a Lucio. Like, you run it, you can think of it. It's probably gonna work on this map. It's insane.
Absolutely right there, and you can see as we're loading onto our first map here of Ilios, one of my favorites, and you know, our wonderful host had said it itself. It's going to be a group-centric map. Music Box going to take the Lucio choice here. And be able to try
Unlike our first clock map, it's not gonna be mirror comps.
We'll be able to take a pause here as
Quick.
we believe that we're having a technical difficulty on Big Al's side.
So let's see. Let's go. What team we got for team Sloth real quickly. We have what seems to be a hard push mixed with a little bit of dive. Again, they're running that triple tank, which I'm really liking because they execute it so well. They have people die. They have people stay back. Skirt is able to get his ult really quickly, and Redbird's able to sort of stay in the back line and come back to people to help Sloth or Music Box or act like whoever needs it. He's there. He's ready to help out whoever needs it.
Yeah, one of the scarier things, especially with Music Box on the Lucio, is that Kitsune Carry on the Reinhardt is more than able to act like a dive member.
Okay.
And we're going to have a triple tank, it seems. The Slambulance coming out here, and this is very popular as the new meta's been. Not a lot of Mercy and not a lot of Fair coming out anymore. The backline. You can just take a whole bunch of tanks, as you can see. Sloth Trap being more than open to the task with the Slambulance in tow.
Ooh.
5.
Yeah, it seems like Team Kiwi might make the same mistake having SBO with these humongous dive comps. So I'm gonna watch out on Redbird because he's gonna be diving SBO a lot.
We're gonna end up having the dive or the quad tank coming out, so it's gonna be a whole bunch of slow, methodical play. But they're doing it exactly right. They just take the point immediately. That's gonna be Sloth Trap. They're gonna say, "All right, well, we're here. Come to us." The point doesn't unlock for another 8 seconds, but they're more than obliged just to kind of hang out. And the boot from Optidox onto Sloth is going to be a wonderful entry. Poking out her head where she doesn't belong, unfortunately unable to get back to the ground itself.
Yeah.
And now Sloth Trap finding their way themselves with a member down, a very patented member down.
And even with that pick on Mister, like it might have looking for Sloth Trap. Ooh, Big Al goes down. They actually have the point. After like being able to take it out, but Music Box takes down Optibox. Delicious, delicious. You saw that little stutter right there. You saw that little stutter right there where Optibox was able to take out Sloth, and that's normally because you want that high ground, because when you take point, yeah, you have that sort of advantage of being on point before anyone else is, but you also lose that definite high ground, and that's what Optibox is able to use to his advantage, see Sloth, and just take him out.
You're absolutely right, and now we're going to have Team Kiwi going to be able to commit with Big Al's Dragon Blade, but he's going to get cut down immediately by the massive amount of and damage coming out from all these tanks, and the focus fire from Sloth Trap on these initial team fights here are fantastic, showing them how to hold a point here.
Optibox sort of hiding in the back there. What's he going to do? How's he going to play this? I don't know. He's probably waiting for another misplay by Sloth again. And again, you have Kooks on the group as well. They're gonna wait for their team, and then they're just gonna dive in and try to do whatever they can. Put a little bit of spam fire in there.
He's just kind of hanging out here, just waiting to get some information for his team. Self-destruct's gonna come through. He's gonna have to move off eventually, committing with the Primal Rage nevertheless. And now we are more in there like swimwear with a V-Drop coming in here to get committed with the Primal Rage, not being enough to keep Koopster alive, but the Lucio V-Drop not being lasted long enough for Jaden's tactical visor here. The Sloth committing for Graviton Surge, gonna be comboed along with herself. That's more than high enough energy. The Big Ol with the Rift Fire getting 1 kill in the end, but it's not more than enough. As you can see, all still coming through in the kill feed. Sloth Trap now up to 90%. And Team Kiwi needs to hurry, and they need to hurry fast just to get to this point.
Yeah, they switch off to Jaden, try to get that extra little bit of damage, but it's too little, too late. As the point almost hits 99, but luckily, Mr. Koopster is able to get in time.
And Koopster was able to get there in time, but got cut down immediately. The beat drop from Music Box able to keep his team more than healthy enough, just for a little bit. Furiate was getting close to that coalescence, which is what you needed here to keep your team more than healthy. However, Afterlife keeping himself alive more than enough during his whole hog here with Music Box on the Lucio, playing very methodically on this point. That's going to be Sloth Trap, just to keep themselves on the point itself. The coalescence now from Furiate in the backline, enabling Sloth to get the DMAG and the kill. And that is so much health on the point for Sloth Trap. They have no damage and able just to cut down the enemy team. The Dragon Blade is not enough. They're swapping to this Reaper here just to get more than enough AoE damage, but it's not enough. Sloth is going to commit along with the Whole Hog ultimate into Graviton Surge.
Over.
And that pushes everybody off the point, leaving Kiwi unable to even get 1 individual percent on that point.
Yeah. You know, you also see there, like, he had to switch off the Zenny, not because he was getting dived that much. Like, that was a little bit of the reason why I switched off, but they just didn't get that damage, and you saw they switched on the Reaper for that last second. Like, they're running that triple tank. They need to get everything in tune. They need to make sure, they need to predict their enemy, is what I'm saying. Like, Kiwi needs to predict, like, they've been running that triple tank meta, that triple tank unmeta sort of playstyle for the last 3 games. It's worked out for them, and you know, Team Kiwi just hasn't been able to contest it at all. Maybe they're planning to contest it with Big Al on Far and Espio, but Afterlife's running that too. Maybe. Well, now we're back in the mirror comps.
Yeah, we're gonna be able to see a little bit more of a Boop City composition here on the Well map, with Afterlife on the far as well, closer to a mirror composition, like you said. But with the hooks coming through, Big Ol with the direct rocket onto Redbird, that's a wonderful entry kill. However, Kookster with the kill on the better half of Kinsukure, getting res back immediately by Security, getting punished for it immediately afterwards. And now Afterlife in the sky without a far, and that's not exactly where you want to be. And without a Mercy on your team, that's not all the healing in the known universe. But they're still making do.
Afterlife's gotta go down because he's gonna start doing work, and he takes out the Mercy. Oh, that must have felt so good getting that pick off.
Wonderful direct rockets coming here, respectively in between Big Ol and Afterlife. Pharah is not an easy hero to use in the sky versus another Pharah or a Mercy that's zapping in between everybody. But now Team Kiwi moving up, taking the point back. They're trying to take a few entry kills here. But Kinsukuri not giving them the open space, but Sloth's kill in the backline might be the right entry kill that they need.
Let's see, the DPS don't matter because Music Box bringing down the beat takes out Big Al right when he's ulting, you know, just a big slap in the face.
Big Ol getting the kill on Afterlife on the far, but his body ended up falling through the well. So Mercy on Skiritai, that is, unable to get the resurrection off, and now it's just a spawn and stall game here for Sloth Trap just to keep themselves on the point to try to get the 50%. They're unable to, and the point ends up flopping all the way over to Team Kiwi, that is.
Not to mention they that sweet Mercy stagger as well. That's an extra 5, almost 5% that they get just for free. SBO, or sorry, if Skirt would have just like held his pants for just 2 more seconds, he would have been alive, and they would have been able to push in a little bit sooner.
That's right here, and on the ultimate advantage, it's going to be SBO and Mr. with the ultimate advantage on Team Kiwi here. Steering Tide just getting now the Mercy Valkyrie ultimate. Dying too early, both these team fights, and getting staggered off, like you said, but popping it almost immediately to come along with Afterlife to keep Afterlife more than healthy during the Farah barrage. But it's a brawl in the kill feed here. Big Ol getting the direct rocket on Afterlife. And that is a wonderful kill, but SBO was dying in the end. Steering Tide from the sky with the blaster. Wonderful kill onto the Farah.
You can't stop the Battle Mercy.
You're unable to see from above like that, unfortunately.
Oh man, that must have felt really bad getting taken out by the Mercy there, but technically she was ulting, so not that big, and you just see like they're playing right next to that well, so it's gonna be very scary with the, you know, they start backing up when that bar comes in and the Genji as well. Oh, but Big Al take out that sweet bongo.
Oh, and with the triple kill coming through, that is a wonderful Farah barrage from Big Al. Just grouping up at the wrong place at the wrong time. That is Sloth's trap, and all the kills coming through. Big Al being more than enabled by SBO, who still has the Mercy Valkyrie in the pocket. 50% now on the board for them, and they're sitting very pretty on here on this point.
Yeah, I mean, like, you know, you should pop it all thing, like, she'd probably get the reset and the bongos out, but getting that triple kill must have felt like, oh yeah, team fights ours now, good round.
They're still able to get a very advantageous position. SBO is going to end up popping that Valkyrie maybe a little bit too early here on the team fight, but Afterlife with a well-placed rocket onto Jaden, getting a nice entry pick, and they're going to be able to get onto the point, but Big Al with a direct rocket onto the Lucio, who's trying to skate Scott's free. We're on board now here with Afterlife, who's getting very nutty with the right, landing these direct rockets to the enemy Farah. That's Big Al. Going to be getting very close to the Farah barrage immediately. We need to pause here. We have one DC, unfortunately.
Oh yeah, pause. Oh man, this is just Big Al is team. Oh, it's not Big Al this time. It's Jaden pops off because something's wrong with the internet, right? And you turn on my volume because
and some disconnections to the servers, you know, this and that. But you know, nevertheless, it's a very unfortunate position, especially for Team Kiwi. They were getting very close to full defending this point here.
Yeah.
But Afterlife was coming through in a light in the dark. There, it was pretty impressive.
Yeah, honestly, it was, and like it's hard to tell. Is Afterlife better? Is Big Al better on their Farah? Like they both have amazing plays, but Big Al, I feel, just getting a little bit more of those body shots that Afterlife just isn't able to compensate with.
Yeah, that's right. And it's been a real game of the Farahs here, more or less, just landing direct rockets here and there, but a real good dogfights coming out as well. Big Al killing the enemy Farah or the enemy Kiratai, or you know, it's Afterlife killing SBO, or killing or baiting out SBO to fly off the Farah to kill her. Nevertheless, pretty impressive.
Yeah, honestly, like Jaden's back now, so maybe we'll be getting in the game soon again. But like, again, that's like one of their DPS is gone for a while. It's gonna be hard to get a take back. Like, DCing in the middle of a really big team fight. If they don't win this,
and losing on your ultimate charge too. That's the unfortunate part.
No, yeah. Wait, did he have all?
Just having ultimate charge nevertheless. You got to start
from
scratch
yeah.
here. We're moving back in here now to Elios. 85% on the board from Team Kiwi. Trying to get this defense here as they're one member down, walking back from spawn. Jaden taking the swap onto the Widowmaker, just trying to get a hook as close as possible to try to shoot Farah out of the sky. Team Kiwi now committing with Big Al's Farah barrage, and Skiratai going full Battle Mercy. Very impressive, getting a few kills, and then the resurrection. And that's exactly what you want to do, especially if you're in the high ground position as Mercy. You can land so many good headshots. A well-placed hook on the music box, not getting the follow-up kill to the enemy Lucio, but Sloth Trap trying to play very defensive here. A Farah barrage going to be able to kill two tanks, Kookster and Mr. paying for it with their life, but Afterlife paying.
It was paying for it with his own life, but it's not gonna matter. It's 99 to 98, and this is looking very well on the blue side.
The brawl back and forth, but Sloth now getting the kill onto the Bongo Supercharger. Skiratai again going huge with the Battle Mercy, but will pay for it with his life. Kookster getting the follow-up kill, but will die nevertheless. And now Sloth getting the follow-up kills onto the following DPS. Mr. just swapped the Doomfist to get back to the point, but it's going to end up being Sloth Trap getting the 2-0 victory on Elios, winning our final bonus round here, taking the win.
Play of the game.
You know, see, Big Al is able to decimate the other team with their amazing. He's like, watch this. He goes for both those tanks, but he ends up getting so much more in return. Great placement, great plays.
Like I said, wrong place, wrong time. That was just very impressive team play there. A 2-0 victory. A little hats off to the DC, but you know, hey,
Yeah.
team play is team play.
So I have to say thank you, Papa Jeff, because caught that big rocket barrage. I did not get that one on the camera, and I just caught the very end of it, and I'm glad we got to see that for the play of the game. So obviously big plays coming out of Sloth Trap there. A lot of people really picking up the kind of spotlight. We saw Skirtai actually with a couple of really big mercy kills, which is not what I was expecting, but continued strong play out of all of the squad there on Sloth Trap. And even in those mirror matches, it seems like they were pulling ahead. What did you think went well for them in that last round there, Bite Me? What was working the best for them?
You mean for Team Kiwi or Team Sloth? Because it was good for both ones. For Team Sloth, it was definitely their Pharah. Or Team Sloth had the I gotta double check because I can't remember anyone's name. Yeah, they had Big Al. Big Al was just a huge help getting a bunch of direct hits. And I'm gonna be honest here, Team Sloth's Mercy got a little bit greedy in the end, but it doesn't really matter when you get 2 kills. I mean, it feels really good. It feels really gratifying, but not the best time and place for some things. I feel like something also that was done really well is you could see the dives were really well coordinated in that first game, as well as the triple tank going on that point. Even losing the Zarya at the beginning of the game, they were able to hold on really well and just continue to dish out the pain.
It's true.
Absolutely. Panda, what did you think? Obviously, there were some things that Kiwi needed to kind of pick up and turn around there. Obviously, both very good teams. I believe they're both 4,100 average SR. So what does Kiwi need to add on to that already very high level of play to bring it up to the same level of Sloth Trap here?
Yeah, like I said, I think it comes down to mostly working together as a team. You know, you have to trust your tanks to create space for your DPS to shine, and you know, for everybody to kind of do their thing. There's a whole giant formula behind all this. You know, you need to peel for your healers, you need to create space for your DPS to pop off, and then you need your tanks just to stay alive altogether. But you know, all of that Sloth Trap was able to do full-heartedly, and all around Sloth, it may have seemed that she was the star player of it all, but you know, time and time again, we saw plays come out from the tanks, from the supports. You know, there was just so much good trust coming out from all across the board from that team, that I think that that Team Kiwi can really take a note from their book and just try to work together as a team, and then all that 4,100 SR that'll really come and shine the next scrim for sure.
Yeah, SR means nothing without a good team.
Absolutely. Bite Me, do you have anything else you want to add on to that? Any final comments before we end our stream for the evening?
No, I feel like Pokemon was able to pick up what I just said right well, and you said everything, took the words right out of my mouth.
Picking up what you're putting down. Panda, anything else?
No, that's pretty much it. It's always a pleasure doing these scrim nights, and I always like seeing a good Nutty Widow play.
Oh, so nice.
For sure. Well, thank you guys for joining me. For those who maybe didn't catch the intro here, Bite Me and Pokemon Panda are our casters tonight. I have been your host, Ark of Covenant. This stream has been a part of the Broadcast.gg community. If you're not aware of that, Broadcast.gg is a community of broadcasters and producers and streamers and everybody kind of working together to kind of up our own game and make amateur Overwatch broadcasts happen and make them as good as we can be. If you are someone who wants to support the amateur Overwatch scene, make sure to follow us on Twitch and on Twitter and on all the other fun stuff. And if you're someone who wants to be a part of that community, please check out the website and our Discord for Broadcast.gg. Once again, I have been your host, Ark of Covenant. Thank you guys for watching and have a great night.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.